And we are live. Welcome, Crypto Warriors, to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 913. Today is Monday, March 21st, 2022, and I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. And I have some great news stories for you today. Starting with the top story, crypto users in Africa grew by 2,500% in 2021. Malaysian comms official calls on the state to legalize crypto NFTs. Leaf Finance Protocol loses 600,000 in latest DeFi exploit. And last but not least, game recognized game. Tom Brady says autograph NFT site wouldn't have been possible without Vitalik. But first, let's look at some prices for today. Over the weekend, not much movement, a little bit up, but for the most part, not a lot of movement in the market. Bitcoin is at $41,175, down 0.77%. Ethereum at $2,921 is up 1.4%. Binance Coin at $3.95 is up 1% today. XRP sitting at 81 cents is up 0.6%. Terra Luna at 94.40 up 2.6%. Cardano at 89 cents is up 1.21%, sliding down to number 8. Solana coming in at number 9 is 89.52, down 0.3%. And last but not least, to round out our top 10 is Avalanche at 89.69, up 3.6%. And our biggest gainers for the day is Grom, up 4,939%. Blockius, up 4,043%. And Hydra Meta, up 359%. Whatever the hell those are. But yes, keep crypto weird. It's always going to be a pump somewhere, especially on some of these low liquidity coins. So let's take a look at some of our comments for today. Coming in, Satoshi Slim, Super Mario, Bitcoin Madam, Jonathan Santiago, Digo's World, Chuck, Chappie, Wendy Nichols, Goodness Uchi, Chosen, Cedric Lemoyne, good morning, Ali Pio, Patrick Walker, Crypto Boy, Carolyn Jones, Crypto Chief, for sure, Entertainment, MSK, Rendell, like Zendell, what's up? Let's see. Somebody said, I have to ask, so with all the hype around ApeCoin, don't really see the purpose of the coin. If you're seeing a lot of hype, you're probably seeing a lot of bots, some discords popping, and maybe a couple semi-popular YouTubers or somebody probably promoting it, but usually that's all manufactured. None of these coins really, a lot of the new ones don't have anything special to them. So you're right there. So yes, let's jump into our top story for the day. This is one of the slowest days I've seen in recent history. Not much news today. I think most people are waiting in anticipation for some more big news, because right now I don't see shit. But let's take a look. This is great news, though. Crypto users in Africa grew by 2,500% in 2021. Recent report by KuCoin reveals that the number of crypto transactions has increased by 2,670% in some African countries. Oh yeah, let's give that a hand clap, because cryptocurrency adoption in Africa is on the march, despite socioeconomic factors and headwinds. We could say because of socioeconomic factors and headwinds, but that's neither here nor there. An astonishing growth trend, the steep influx relates in the low values that have been observed on previous periods. The number of crypto transactions in Africa constitutes roughly 2.8% of global volume. So the CEO, Johnny Liu of KuCoin stated, the adoption of digital assets in Africa will continue to grow exponentially. I agree, adding that African countries have the highest crypto adoption rate in the world, outperforming even the biggest regions such as the United States, Europe, and Asia. And let me tell you something, while everybody is focusing on Ukraine and Russia and what the EU is doing with mining and what the US is doing with regulations, nobody's paying attention to Africa. And it's baffling to me, especially when some of the biggest names in the space are running towards Africa. I mean, Jack Dorsey just created the B Trust so that he can fund developers in Africa. We have a lot of initiatives in different countries like Kenya. Kenya's ahead of us, really, in digital payments. Ethiopia, Nigeria is top 2 or 3 in transactions every year. They have some of the biggest adoption rates, and somehow people are just overlooking them. Not your boy, though. Definitely have my connections there, and I see where this is headed. If you look at the volume here, Sub-Saharan Africa, right on pace with North America, not America, North America, right on pace with that. And take a look at the way in which cars, mobile phones, and consumer electrics took off in the continent. Africa is a continent where lightning fast progression and adoption is common. So that's great to see. And also a good stat here, more than 88.5% of cryptocurrency transactions made by Africans are cross-border transfers. Low fees mean that users pay less than 0.01% of the overall amount of the transaction transferred in cryptocurrencies. This is why we've stated that Western Union and MoneyGram They're not dead yet, but they're definitely on their deathbed. They're going to look like Blockbuster in 5 years because they couldn't adapt to the low fees and the speed of sending money. And when people bring up the volatility of cryptocurrencies, I try to remind them, hey, you know that you can send crypto now and get it changed right into cash almost instantly with, I mean, it's so many exchanges. So that's not even a problem. Of course, sending crypto to somebody and them spending crypto is a little harder in these places, but they are third-party apps where they can change it to cash, and it's a lot easier. And if the volatility is less than the inflation, that's not a problem either. We're kind of spoiled here in America. We think that our dollar is relatively stable, even though we know it's not, but it's just a slow burn. So, so the value doesn't drop overnight with like some countries, but good to see adoption in Africa up so much, and it will only continue. So let's see who else we got in here. Yeah, the shadow ban. I love the fact that everybody else is pointing it out as well. We can't be the only ones that it's happening to, especially the way that we talk on here on a daily basis. So let's see what we got in here comment wise. Let's see. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Satoshi Slam, let's do this early. Is this info valuable? Whether it tells you what to do or what not to do, are we the info you want? Do you come here because we are your FUD? Either way, like it is value. Appreciate that. Richard Johnson, appreciate you. Let's see. Rendell, like Denzel says, short ApeCoin. Yeah, if you could short ApeCoin, I would definitely take out a short. I mean, if that's what you want to do as far as trading, just short a lot of these coins that pump overnight. They're guaranteed to go down at some point. Let's see. Jake Fever, Goldman Sachs wants some Bitcoin now. Yeah, every single bank does. They're trying to figure out a way, all the ways around the system to get on ramps and shit like that. So, PR Art, exactly right. China, Jay-Z, and Jack Dorsey locked in on Africa. Exactly. They are not playing. And I've spoken with people who have business dealings outside of the country who live in these African countries, and they're saying this is a no-brainer. Like to them, they're like, of course I will use Bitcoin. Of course I'll use crypto. It's cheaper, as I just showed, 0.01%. On fees, sometimes even lower than that, depending on how much you send. We're talking about less than 10 minutes settlement time, maybe an hour if you have 6 confirmations. What people don't understand is that even that is faster than 1 day or 2 days, and then paying $10 or $20 on top of it, and you only send in 100. It's a no-brainer for them. But for us, people can't wrap their head around it because they haven't experienced any type of price controls or their money being super volatile. We're starting to see it now with inflation. Gas prices at $7. Wait till gas prices $14. That's when people are like, oh, there's got to be a better way. And I think other people in countries have discovered that. So PFC Wells, if their telecom infrastructure was more like West, they would move at light speed. You know, Shannon, I don't know if Shannon's in here, but me and him had a full discussion about the telecom infrastructure in Africa and how whoever can build that infrastructure will actually benefit even more from the Bitcoin and crypto industry, because you'll be able to have even more places. They move really fast. When innovation happens, it's not really a large discussion about, oh, well, is this going to keep me in power? Is this going to help? It's like, does it work? Let's do it. Shout out to all my African brothers and sisters. We got to get some better telecom infrastructure. It costs a few billion, but I'm sure it's possible it can be done with the right people in place. Reno Gamble, Hey Now Warriors, what's up? What's up? Shout out to you. Definitely glad to be on another show. So let's jump to our second story for today. Malaysian comms officials calls on the state to legalize crypto and NFTs. About time. Grow some balls, man. You need to start talking to these people like they work for you, because they do. Malaysia's finance minister previously warned that crypto payments were illegal as they did not meet the universal characteristics of money, which is hilarious because Bitcoin definitely does, but other crypto maybe not, but Bitcoin definitely does. There's 6 components of money, one of those being scarcity, which fiat currency doesn't have that characteristic, so it's not real money. So, but I'm sure they still use dollars. So the Malaysian Ministry of Communications is reportedly backing the adoption of cryptocurrencies, with the deputy minister calling the government to legalize crypto. Deputy Comms and Multimedia Minister Datuk Zahidi Zainul Abidin has urged Malaysia's regulators to legalize certain use cases of cryptocurrencies and non-fungible tokens, which was reported on Monday today. And he pointed out that such measures would significantly support young people. As I've always said, Bitcoin and kids, it's about the next generation. We're just holding it for the next generation. As the crypto industry has been growing increasingly popular among the younger generation, he also said that the KKMM is exploring ways to increase participation of young people in the industry. The deputy minister noted that the decision is up to Malaysia's financial regulators, including the central bank and the Securities Commission. I'll read this quote from him. We hope the government can try to legalize this matter so that we can expand the participation of young people in cryptocurrencies and help them in terms of energy consumption and so on. Even my man here understands that if you want to introduce new technology to kids, you have to have you have to have an environment for growth. If people feel stifled for innovation, they will not build in this industry. And with local officials, it's pretty easy for them to, at the very least, have like a sandbox or at least a hands-off approach to innovation and then regulate later. That's actually easier. I don't know why they're trying to stop it and regulate right now. I don't care how much control you think you have, you can't stop it globally. So you're eventually going to fall into the same thing. But if you increase innovation, you invite people to move there with their companies. You have something like Puerto Rico. You have countries like Estonia, different places where people can set up shop and they can have businesses. That actually bodes well for you. And then when kids come along, they're going to use this. I mean, when I teach kids in Bitcoin summer camp, some of them already had in it. They showed up to camp with NFTs. Some of them showed up with trading experience. Some of them showed up knowing about mining. They already know about how this stuff works at a base level. It's the adults that have the problem getting it together. It's like they don't understand that tech always evolves. And if I'm 9 years old and I'm already talking about Bitcoin, imagine when I'm 19. It's not going away. And then Web 3.0 starting, a lot of blockchain industry jobs. Who knows? Web 4.0 is already being built. I've talked to some guys who's already talking about Web 4.0 with mesh networks. So it's not going away. So Malaysia, along with other countries, is good. They're talking to their leaders like, look, we need some sort of clarification. We need something so that we can work in this industry because most people are just working in the gray area right now. They don't know exactly what to do. They're just trying to tiptoe, and which as soon as they can basically go all the way smack into the industry, floodgates are going to open. I'm talking about hundreds of billions of dollars flooding into the market once there's some regulatory clarity. Maybe that's why most countries are taking their time. They knew as soon as states in America are doing good, but man, if countries start doing it really quick, you'll have the floodgates open for a lot of these institutions that want to get in. Let's see who else we got in the comments today. Only the real stays. They too caught up in fear and media propaganda to get in. They need the government to tell them Bitcoin is okay to use. You know what's crazy? I saw this lady. A dude was basically picking on her for wearing the mask, and he was like, "What would it take for you to take it off?" And she was like, "The government has to come out and tell me." And that's what people don't understand. There are some people who literally they need the media in conjunction with the government to come and tell them, "All right, you're an adult, but today you're allowed to take off your mask like you're some child. Like you can do what you want." And for the most part. The same thing with Bitcoin. There's people that's like, well, I'm gonna wait on the government to let me know it's okay. By that time, it's too late. Bitcoin gonna be $1 million a coin. You're gonna have missed everything, and you're gonna be looking back like, what exactly was I waiting for? The Kremlin said that the euro embargo on Russian oil will hurt everyone. Who's telling the truth? $100 versus $6 gas a calorie, gas tax, food, hygiene tax, chicken wings, $4.20 a pound. Recession, you all right? Yeah, recession is here, or recession is coming. We're starting to see signs of a depression because I've read today that the U.S. supply, we only have about a month and a half worth of oil supply, and the biggest industry affected by oil supply is farming. So if farmers can't generate food, you're going to have food shortages based on the oil shortages, which in turn is going to have other shortages. We've already seen talks about water shortages. Hey, people, like we said, these people, they killed our country. You can't mess up this bad, this fast, without doing it on purpose. This is all part of a plan. They know the currency is being devalued at a record rate. They're just trying to get their cash and get on out. Let's see. Did you see Bomani Jones? Let's see. Hold up. Somebody said, did you see Bomani Jones' negative comments about sports and crypto? I did not, but I'm just guessing, but I'm pretty sure Bomani Jones has not been in the crypto industry for almost a decade, like myself and others who have come before me, who have seen this coming a long way away. They're just the next industry to adopt it. We've seen it with sports. We've seen it with businesses. We've seen countries. Everybody's going to have to get their taste. And at first, it may leave a bad taste in your mouth because it's crypto, NFTs. You know, that crowd is a little different. But once it starts becoming more of an adult conversation, like about Bitcoin and how money works and how the Federal Reserve is doing certain things, it'll become very clear what you should do with your money. Just hopefully he doesn't jump in too late. I love Bomani. But yeah, he's not a crypto expert. I don't listen to people on stuff they don't know. I listen to him about sports, but come on, man. Nothing to do with the combo. But did Putin cure COVID? Everything's back to normal except gas prices. Man, like I said, unless there's a big sign or on a TV show, there's a big explanation. COVID is over. Some people will never walk away. There's some people that have something now called what is it called? They're scared of people who don't wear masks. It's like a no mask phobia that has developed. I'm like, what is going on? So who knows? I don't know where COVID went. It just kind of went out the media. I can guarantee you, if you went to some dude in the woods who's been there the last 2 years, he would have not noticed anything happen. So who knows? Some people just got to wait on the media. That's how it is. Let's see. Too Rich to Miss. What up, gentlemen? Crypto came in destroying the like button. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button, people. We got 182 watching. We only got 105 likes. What is the deal? Hit that like button. It only takes a couple seconds of your time. Hit that like and pay that like tax. Andreas Bless, you talk about kids. As a teacher, I cannot promote this channel with the F Friday and other bombs. Yeah, I understand that. With kids, we don't talk like this in front of the kids, but this is an adult channel. Sorry, and if kids want to watch it, if you don't want to show your kids, I understand. I do know for a fact that kids watch a bunch of stuff with a bunch of cussing, whether you know it or not. It doesn't really affect them, and it doesn't take away from the message. But I will concede that some of the language isn't good for kids. I don't agree. I think we're past the point of coddling kids from certain words, especially if you want to grow up in an adult world. This is how adults talk. So deal with it. Whatever, I understand. But in the public school, I understand you can't use these words. In certain arenas with kids, you can't use these words. It is what it is. Difference of opinion, but we have a bunch of shows where we don't use this language, so maybe you can use those. Let's see. There's no profanity in the masterclass, so you can use the masterclass to help and don't have to worry about the kids watching this show. Let's see. 52 crypto saying, show listen to the laptop from hell that Hunter Biden stirs crazy. Oh man, I haven't even gotten into that, but the infamous laptop is crazy, man. It's crazy how it was. What was it, Russian disinformation before, and then now it's like, oh yeah, it's actually real information. We just don't know exactly what it is. Crazy times, man. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see. Didn't somebody get kicked off of Twitter? I think it was Babylon B or somebody, or a New York Times or somebody a New York Post got kicked off of Twitter because they reported this story. That's crazy, man. My man with the laptop. For sure entertainment. Heard they're paying farmers more to destroy the crops than harvest them. Wow. Yeah, San Morgan, a lack of food is a real issue. Exactly. That's exactly why I started investing in farms, because I could see this coming a mile away. I started investing in farms 2 years ago. I wish it was earlier if I had the money, but the food supply is trash. Like, I don't think people see how bad it is when you know about supply chains and when you talk to farmers, some of the things being done to take away your sovereignty for making your own food. It's crazy, man. Let's see. Richard Johnson, I still see people walking by themselves with masks on. Yeah, I saw somebody driving by themselves with it on. Hey, you can't. People can do what they want, but like I said, I just don't want them around me. Funny how when war showed up, COVID disappeared. Yeah, it's one thing after another. It just happens. So Justin from you, them same kids cuss on the playground during recess. Down B, this is a smart combo with cuss words. Kids let the cuss words fly more than the parents. Absolutely. I mean, this is what I'm gonna say. When I watch movies with cuss words in it when I was younger, probably starting around like 7 or 8, I had good parents. I didn't give a damn what I said outside of this. When that movie was on or with my friends, I already knew my parents had it on lock when I came to the crib. Them words was not coming out of my mouth. So if you don't think kids use cuss words or listen to things with cuss words in it, you got to get them off YouTube, because I 100% guarantee you they watch stuff with cuss words. The difference is the message is coming across without it. So let's see. Who else we got? Captain G, talking shit OG. Oh yeah, only the real estate. Y'all see Fauci on the 85 South show. Straight lying. What? He was on the 85 South show? Yeah, I got to see that. Yeah, Fauci is a notorious liar, man. It's hilarious. If you haven't read The Real Dr. Fauci, written by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., that's one of the books I read. I read that one. It was so good. I read that in one weekend, one sitting, like last month. So once you read that, everything becomes a bit clear about how things progress. And it's just, you kind of tune out people when they talk about this pandemic. You like, they did this trick before. Fauci was in the center of that one too. So Fauci is a little lying weasel. We already know. Nappy ways, shades and masks. Let's just move anonymously, use it for a different purpose. Oh yeah. That's why I told people, I was like, the mask, what it did indirectly was now you got a bunch of these poo shiesties running around with ski mask on just because you can't say nothing to them. It's like, well, this is for my health. What you gonna do? But I mean, you can see like 8 teenagers walking down the street with ski masks, and you're not supposed to suspect anything because, again, different reasons. People, it's people still wearing that mask, but it's not all for the same reasons. I can tell you that for sure, especially in big cities. Let's see. Rick Shawandi, shit, kids curse worse than adults. Yeah, I would say that too. I think when I was in middle school and everybody was using cuss words, you would just do it just to do it, just to seem cool. Every other word, they'd be like, "Can you even speak English?" But it is what it is, man. Words are words. To me, words are just sounds coming out of your face, and what's deemed inappropriate and appropriate sometimes is a little. That's your opinion. There's no factual inappropriate and appropriate. That doesn't exist. Not to me. Raymundo, we got much bigger problems than that. I thought this was a crypto channel. Just seems like a conspiracy channel. Raymundo, just being me. Yeah, well, when you tie crypto in with the geopolitical findings and you use facts and data as the basis point, you can see why crypto is important. If you don't have that background, what ends up happening is you look at this as just a way to make USD, make dollars, fiat. That's not what this is about. We're actually trying to change the way things are. So in order to change the way things are, we have to know how things are. And a part of that is keeping up to date with regular everyday news. But again, like me and King have said before, if you don't like it, turn the channel. You're an adult. Who gives a shit, bro? We don't care, bro. This is a crypto channel. We've explained to thousands and thousands of people the basics of Bitcoin and crypto and gone super deep with masterclass, book tour stuff. So yeah, whatever. Let's see who else we got. Dappy Ways, they love the kids. Exactly. Can't wait to do the summer camp again this year in South Florida. With all the kids in Broward and Dade County. There's going to be one of the biggest camps in the world, if not the biggest. We're trying to get a few hundred students, all free, completely free. And we're going to have kids working in building smart contracts, learn about mining. Right now, I'm working on getting the Federal Reserve game patented that I created myself, teaching kids about the distribution of money and why wars start. And then also, too, teaching about the crypto industry as a general, or privacy coins, exchange tokens, how things are created, how industries work. Web 3.0, and having flying drones. Man, we're gonna have a bunch of stuff this year. So can't wait. And shout out to City Packs. If you don't know City Packs, they sell their NFTs to raise money for kids in public schools. We'll be working with them. So this summer camp is gonna be good. I love the kids, definitely. And anybody whose kids I've taught, they know how I talk, they know how I act, they know all my background, they know everything about me in this industry. Haven't had any complaints yet, because do you care about how it's said, or do you care about what was said? That's what we need to get to. Stop, get over this superficial, surface level. Well, you said it the wrong way, or you said it in a mean way. What? Did you get the message? I don't care about that. So let's see. That's sort of why we got the problem we got now. We got Joe Biden speaking softly. He's a nice little old man. And then Trump was tweeting bad tweets. And now look at our country. It's looking like shit. We're getting laughed at on the international stage. Michael Kennedy, I cuss like a sailor. My daughter's only slipped in front of me once in her life. Exact. I mean, we all know about that. Just speak how you speak. It's just words coming out your face. Who cares, man? We're trying to solve intergalactic payments across space and time using the laws of thermodynamics. I really don't think people are gonna look back in history and be like, but he said fuck one too many times, so I'm not gonna listen to him. Nah, that's not what we talk about. Fortnite, take a listen to them. Young Gangsters in Training. Let's see. Richard Johnson, yep, I used to curse when I was a kid. My parents didn't curse. I cut it when I was going home. Exactly. If you got good parents, I promise you ain't walking in the house saying whatever you want. Hey, Zay, can the city coin like Miami Coin Fund help make community college free and other social programs? Yes, Reno Gamble. Glad you asked that, because one of the first initiatives, the money raised by the city of Miami, was to use $5 million for rental assistance because prices have skyrocketed with new people moving in. So that $5 million will go to that, but they are working on where to give the rest of the money. I think the Treasury right now is at about 14 million. So they can use some of that Treasury for things like community college, for educational purposes. That's one of the biggest things on the list is education. So yes, that is actually a great way to fund local education. And the Miami Bitcoin Academy will be a part of that, as well as the Bitcoin Summer Camp. And then community colleges implementing our curriculum will be the next step going forward. This takes too much time, a lot of bureaucracy in public education. So it'll take some time, but yeah, the money's there. And as long as we keep progressing, raising money with Miami Coin and Stacks, that'll be pretty good. So let's go to our next story for today. Lee Finance Protocol loses 600,000 in latest DeFi exploit. I'm telling you, one day y'all gonna learn about these DeFi exploits. because at some point we have to discuss the fact that most people are not in a position to use these new DeFi products. They're not tech savvy and they're getting blasted and rug pulled all over the place. So Leaf Finance loses 600,000 in the latest DeFi exploit. Some of them have been reimbursed after a hacker exploited a bug in the project smart contract. This is why we need more developers, people. We need more developers. We need more auditors. We need more people that know this technology inside and out, because we have a lot of very early and rookie smart contract builders. They're just copy and pasting, changing a couple things, and then boom, somebody finds an exploit. The loss was around 600,000 from 29 user wallets, and it took place at 2:51 UTC time on Sunday. He was able to extract varying amounts of 10 different tokens from wallets that had given infinite approval. Why would you do that? To the Leaf Finance protocol. Some of the coins stolen was USDC, Matic, Rocket Pool, Gnosis, Tether, Metaverse Index, Audius, Aave, Jarvis Reward Token, and DAI. Oh man, it was shitcoin casino right there. Jesus Christ. But yeah, they took it. It was about 600,000 worth. And then, of course, after happened to shut down all swapping functions on the platform to prevent any losses. So there is an off button. And that's the thing. As soon as you show that there's an off button, it's not DeFi anymore. Stop calling it that. It is CDFI. I think we need to patent that word too. Centralized, decentralized finance. That is what most of these people have. They have CDFI, meaning that nobody actually runs the protocol during the day-to-day, but they do have an off switch. So that means it's centralized to some extent. There's somebody that can stop it. And they even show the code here where the exploit happened on Twitter. Right here, the swap data call, the call here, they actually exploited this right here so that they can actually, the attacker can have the contract transfer from out of the funds from anyone who had approved the contract. So yeah, I don't know why you would ever approve infinite, what do they call it here? Infinite approval. Come on, man. I'm not giving infinite approval to anybody, especially not a new project like Lee Finance or Live Finance. Who can't even pronounce the shit. I don't even know what it's called. So this is just another way for us to try and warn people. Just do your research when you get into these projects. If you're going to do farming, staking, if you're going to do anything of that nature with high APYs, if you're going to deal with DeFi protocols, especially ones on stuff like PancakeSwap, a lot of it is copy and paste. A lot of it is just artificial ways to make money for the builders. And it is not DeFi. It is CDFI. I'm going to start pushing that word the same way they push CBDCs. We got a lot of CDFI. I haven't seen a purely decentralized project ever. Bitcoin is as close as it gets, but there's no such thing as purely decentralized. But I haven't even seen any DeFi projects get close to it. Like every single one, exploit happens, they have to shut it down. CDFI every single time. So who else we got in the comments? Michael Kennedy. Let's see. Rua Black is both crypto and conspiracy. Local. Hell, Bitcoin was conspiracy at one time. Exactly. Everything's a conspiracy until it's proven right. I mean, isn't there a Twitter account? It's like Alex Jones is right. Like all the old conspiracies he used to say back in like the good YouTube days, 2012, and then they start coming right. And to me, conspiracy theorists are just too early, and most people don't want to see the truth. Even if some of it is bullshit, if some of it is true, take the good with the bad. Like my grandfather used to say, take the meat, leave the bones. You don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater just because you don't believe one thing about it. What's another one? Don't cut off your nose, spite your face. Like, it's so many sayings that have that in there because so many people will see one thing they don't like, get emotional, and throw out the whole thing. Some people watch us one time. They're like, oh, they use bad words, or they lean this way on a opinion, or they don't like this, and they stop watching us all together. Why would you stop watching the best crypto channel in the world? That's stupid. So most people, they usually get emotional and do that. But most people think logically. Just ignore the stuff you don't like and then take the stuff you do, apply it to your life. For example, just gave you another example of a DeFi exploit. Maybe that could stop a lot of people watching this from losing money. You're not going to get rich overnight with these DeFi stuff. But a lot of people think that. We might have just prevented somebody from getting their shirt too. So let's see. Let's see who else we got here. Zay, with DeFi protocols, do you stay mostly BTC and Unchained Capital, or do you use some of the CDFi? I've tested out a lot of the DeFi projects, so I will say I've used it. But to use it for long term, now I'm actually looking for a better DeFi, something that is built on Bitcoin that has DeFi. So I've used Sovereign. I like RSK, just haven't used it much. But as far as stacks, using Bitcoin to secure their blockchain seems pretty good. That's the Alex app, which is a DeFi app. It's in beta mode right now. That's pretty good because it swaps, but it's secured by Bitcoin. So on the base layer, you don't have the ability to exploit the contract in order to take people's swaps. Now at the stacks layer, that remains to be seen. But yeah, I test out everything. That's how we do the masterclass. That's how I teach. I have no problem checking out new technology. It's just that I've done the research and I can tell you most of the shit is bullshit. So have fun, gamble if you want, do what you want, play the lottery with some of these coins. But yeah, most of it is CDeFi, and it is disingenuous to call it DeFi at this point. So Fan, can't remember if y'all covered the lead Ethereum developer in the thread he wrote on Twitter about the protocol's ever-growing complexity and how it can lead to cascading failures. That is what I missed. I read that thread probably 3 times this weekend. I actually retweeted it. And actually, let me see if I still have it on my page. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you go Bitcoin Zay. Also, make sure you follow KRBE Crypto. I retweeted it somewhere where it was actually showing this thread. Maybe here. No, that's not it. It's somewhere on there. I did it this weekend, but yeah, it was a guy who actually went through. He's an Ethereum developer. Went through and discussed all the things we've been telling you about Ethereum all these years. The problem is most people are technologically incompetent. They wouldn't understand it even if I told you exactly where to look in the code for the exploits, which I can. And we've seen it happen. We saw when they had to fork off. We saw Ethereum Classic get created. That instantly took it away from decentralization. We saw Joe Lubin and Consensus and JP Morgan. We see how much they have invested. We've seen the so-called upgrade be pushed back for years. As people have noted, their monetary policy can change every single day if they wanted it to. But again, do what you want. This market is about freedom. Just don't ask me my opinion on it, and I will explain to you that just like that developer, if you look for, I forget the guy's name, he shows you, in order for Ethereum to win long term, they have to make it less complicated, and it's just cascading. It's making it more and more complicated. More exploits are available, more ways that the network can be taken over. And when Ethereum 2.0 comes, it's not even guaranteed to lower the fees, which is probably the biggest problem right now. So again, just know what you're dealing with. And from a technical standpoint, if somebody who is technical with Ethereum could come on and tell me why I'm wrong, cool. But explain that to the head developer first. Don't come for me, because I've been telling people this since 2015 once the split happened. Let's see. Alex G. Zay just got on Steve Ballmer. Developers. Exactly. We need more developers, people. Even if you're not that good, you got to know a little something. Let's see. Who else we got here? A lot of messages deleted. I guess people hating. Who cares? Let's see. Live 5 failed. Pongo spaz. Good gracious. Who was spamming? Bitcoin Madam, good YouTube days. Yes, the good old days. Yeah, back in 2012, before this bullshit algorithm kicked in and you could actually type in any subject you wanted that was conspiracy theory and you were just interested, space, aliens, didn't matter. You could find it, watch a documentary, watch some videos, and then come up with your own conclusion. I mean, there was every single one, but then now they kind of pushed all that away. If you type in conspiracy theories now or stuff you want to look up, it's CNN, NBC, Fox News, CNBC, why this is a lie, fact checkers. Like, it's not even, okay, it's on like the 9th page. And even when you find it, it'll have a little thing under it says, you want to check out this information on blah, 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 to trust your source, a fact checker. Fact checkers nothing but propagandists, because at this point, the facts ain't faxing right now. Like somebody said earlier with Biden's laptop. Fact checkers are wrong on that. They've been wrong a lot of times, man. It's just, got to read, people. Let's see. Whistle Stone, we can disagree on kids, mask, political opinions. This is a channel for grown-ups about crypto. I learn a lot and ignore what I want. Zay gives great resources for kids. Thank you, Whistletone. Again, you're an adult. You're not going to agree with everything. The problem is people don't take what they need and run with it based on that. There's a lot of people. I mostly only watch people I disagree with, simply because that's how you learn. You can find all the things that they're saying, their point of view. If you always have a circle jerk echo chamber of people that agree with you, that's why we got these soft-ass kids now. We got a bunch of parents that told their kids, participation trophies. You're great. You're awesome. No, you're not. You're a piece of shit like the rest of us. Get an opinion, stick with it, and then take your facts and use them. That's all you have to do. At this point, adults got to stop coddling each other like, oh, man, you don't like what I do. I don't care, man. Do you get the information? Did you get the information? That's all that matters. Let's see. Ruel Black, the whole term conspiracy theory is a conspiracy to shame people who seek truth, but it's your channel anyway. You can say, yeah, I mean, even that word itself, truth seeker, some people say. I don't know. People can use whatever words they want for it, but you know what people are talking about when you know there's more at play than what people are showing. And it's hard to talk with regular people because, for one, I work from home and I made enough money and we have a good enough business to where I can read news 8 to 12 hours a day. We do the news every day. Most people do not read 8 to 12 hours a day like I've been doing for the past 9 years. I do it every day. I read something, either somebody's articles, stuff on the news. I read everything, people. And that's what's baffling to me is there's people who don't read who argue with me. And I'm just laughing at them like, good gracious. And then also, too, being a technologist, being on the dark web, I have access to a lot of documents that people can't find on Google on the first couple pages because they push it back 20 pages. But on the dark web, and you use some different browsers to actually search Google search engines, other than Google search engines, you will actually find the information you're looking for. Because if you didn't know, this is a big way to suppress a lot of information with these algorithms. So it's just hilarious to have the information, the actual factual document in your hand, reading it, and then you tell people, oh yeah, this is what's actually happening. Like, no, the news told me something different. Shut up. What are you, 12? The world is not peaches and cream like they try to put it on the news. Let's see. Only the real estate, ETH, like most altcoins, is a distraction from BTC. Absolutely. To me, it is to an extent, but I also know that some people want to play with technology, so that's what they want to do. It is whatever. ETH does have a few innovative projects on it. Absolutely. Like I said, as a technologist, I would say check out everything. Just don't try and enter the money conversation at all when it talks about other cryptocurrency. It is not even close. And just know, because again, it's not a bad thing that it had a 70% pre-mine. They do that with technology companies all the time. Apple, Google, FANG, the entire FANG stock, they all have insiders. That's not a bad thing. They just need to make sure they say we are a centralized tech company with a cryptocurrency attached. That's it. Do not try and say that you're some decentralized world computer. That is a lie. That's a lie. Real talk, any opinions on the metaverse? Absolutely. Metaverse is going to be a huge industry as more people adopt it. There'll be a lot of use cases for it. I think one of the best use cases is education. Colleges, physical colleges, I think will die in the next couple of decades if they don't find a way to implement metaverses. Because the first college that does it correctly, where you can have international students come into your metaverse, go to classes, so to say, go to different talks and meetups. Whoever does it and builds it out completely, I think they'll have an advantage, and other colleges will follow suit. Also, gaming. We're talking about shopping, people being able to do a lot of stuff in the metaverse. It's coming. And I think that anybody who takes advantage now, I know metaverse architects are being paid like $250 to $300K a year, something like that. Just take advantage early, but be first to the party, learn the mechanics, build some infrastructure, and you'll usually succeed pretty much in any industry that's big like that. So Alapio Rodriguez, best place or way to learn and get into developing. I would say Coursera, Udemy is a great place to start. YouTube videos work for some people, but they could be all over the place. I mean, it really depends on what you're trying to learn. Like if I was trying to learn Clarity right now, Clarity on YouTube, they have a great series, but you can learn on Stacks as well, Stacks website. So if you're trying to learn Solidity has a lot of good courses on Udemy. So yeah, you just have to, whatever works for you, because some people like the written, read through it version with steps. Some people like video version, just tell me what I need to know to get started, project-based coding. A little bit of both works for me. So, because I'm definitely a reader. Let's see. G-Man, yep, the raw YouTube days. Absolutely. Let's see who else we got. Have these people ever heard of kids playing video games, Fortnite, Call of Duty? Yeah, the language on there is crazy. And the old Call of Duty lobby, I got called nigger with a hard ER so many times. It was hilarious. I was like, who are these kids' parents? Because they were doing this since the early 2000s. Like, if you ain't never experienced racism, play Call of Duty back in 2007. That was good old days. Let's see. Confirmation bias, when a person is more likely to believe any information only if it confirms their pre-existing beliefs. Kufu crypto. Exactly. In my opinion, you should be ready to change your mind at any point when facts are presented. Anybody that says otherwise, I said the same thing. I said, if facts were presented that Bitcoin was not as good as I thought it was, I would instantly change my tune. Those facts have not been presented, so that's what I discussed. Other cryptos, a lot of evidence to the contrary of them working. However, building them out takes time. Nobody's a complete product in 3-5 years, so it could take some time. Ruel Black, he says, Google suppresses everything. I DuckDuckGo stuff. Hey man, you might want to get off DuckDuckGo. They just came out and said that they are tracking just like Google. But I use Brave browser a lot, and I forgot the new one I was trying out this weekend, but I just don't Google a lot of stuff. Let's see, and let's get to our last story for the day. Your boy Tom Brady, game recognized game. Tom Brady says autograph NFT site wouldn't have been possible without Vitalik. If you didn't see this weekend, Vitalik tweeted it out, or if you saw Vitalik was on Time Magazine. Actually, let's find that here. Vitalik, he was on Time Magazine. I don't know if you all saw this. They called him the Prince of Crypto. Oh man, that was this is a goofy ass photo shoot, man. I'm sorry, man. The Prince of Crypto has concerns. Somebody made a funny statement. They were like, "This is exactly what I would expect a crypto person to look like." And like I said before, Buterin's a genius, but I believe Buterin is being kind of overly pushed out because you can't tell me it's a decentralized project and you have a leader, a CEO, a creator. Like he's right here. The Prince of Crypto has concerns. As you can see, there is nobody from Bitcoin on Time Magazine. They can't find them. So Ethereum creator Buterin fights to fix the world he created. And are they talking about the entire crypto world or Ethereum? Because they do need to fix that. But he was on there and he tweeted out, or that was tweeted out, and then Vitalik wasn't sure who Tom Brady was, but that didn't stop one GOAT from reaching out to another. So Buterin, he didn't immediately know who Tom Brady was. In fairness, the soon-to-be Hall of Fame quarterback never made the cover of Time. What? That's not an excuse. You don't know who Tom Brady is? Shut up. It ain't because he was on Time Magazine. Who the fuck reads Time Magazine? Poking a bit of fun at himself over his own April cover, Buterin tweeted a collection of tweets that he looked like Tom Brady, a not quite as good version of Tom Brady. That's more Vitalik humor for you. Dry and boring as hell. Like I said, most people who are geniuses like that socially are awkward as shit. If you ever seen any pictures of Vitalik, it's just I was a computer science people. I went to school with these dudes. They weird as hell, but they smart as shit. It is what it is. But Brady, a few days after retiring, responded, thanking Buterin, everything you built in the world of crypto. Otherwise, autograph wouldn't have been possible. As you can see, the response here. What's up, Vitalik? You may not know me, but just wanted to say I'm a big fan of yours. Thank you for everything you built in the world of crypto. Otherwise, autograph wouldn't be possible. Like he said, his site, his NFT site, autograph was built on Ethereum. And he says, hope I get to meet you someday. You're the GOAT. So, of course, like they said, from one GOAT to another. And then, of course, Gary V had to chime in. How does Gary V even find this shit? Gary V, he chimed in. What's up, Tom? You may not know me, but I just wanted to say I'm not a big fan of yours. In fact, I bleed green and dislike playing you 37 times, except 7 of those times. Oh, and one day we will buy the Jets and win 8 Super Bowls. So, yeah, Gary V injecting some humor there. But, of course, it is injected into sports. So somebody said something about Bomani earlier. Brady has been loud and visible advocate for cryptocurrency, investing last year in FTX alongside his wife, Giselle, and the NFT platform Autograph. He raised $170 million, including Andreessen Horowitz and Kleiner Perkins. Horowitz, A16 fund, they invest in everything, it seems like, anything NFT. So if you have an NFT project, that's probably who you want to reach out to. But Tom Brady, reaching out to Vitalik, the internet almost broke because people were like, you don't know who Tom Brady is? But to each his own, everybody don't watch football. But some people could say, in other words, I'd be like, you don't know who Vitalik Buterin is? That would be sort of similar. So you get caught in the wormhole. Sometimes you forget when you come out, people don't know who these people are. Let's see. Let's go through some of these last comments here. Let's see. Jay Walter juggling some flaming chainsaws with the kiddos. Had to say what's up to the Warriors. Let's see. Reno Gamble, you can use Bitcoin ATMs. Not sure. Yep. Jay Walter, I Google puppies, Bible verses, and school assignment topics only. Exactly. Yeah, anything you Google is probably going to come back to bite you. Just in for you, looks like Beavis and Butthead. Exactly. Yeah, it definitely looks like Beavis and Butthead. I've called him, a lot of times he got the big, he looks like a Pez machine to me. Big ass head, little ass body. And he just looks like a dude who sat at his computer and coded his life away. Built Ethereum. Shout out to him. Became a billionaire. Most people at 17 can't do that. Like I said, I hate when people hate on him just because he's kind of weird. He's still a very smart, genius person. It's just, to me, what he built, at this point, he has to fix what the problem is, which is fine. All tech has to do is fix his issues, scale up Ethereum. Hopefully they have issues that they can solve. Ashley K. Vitalik looks uncomfortable. He always looks uncomfortable. Always. Anytime he's around people, he looks uncomfortable to me. I feel like he's most comfortable hunched over at his computer. Monty Henry, you're much better alone. Let's see. Loco Vitalik is a damn alien. Maybe. I wouldn't put it past it. Vitalik probably doesn't even know what ESPN is. He's never seen a push-up before. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think he has either. We can get that man on a weight program or something. Michael Kennedy, do you have anywhere I can find information on your summer camp? Yeah, we're putting it on the Tech Knowledge website this week when I go over there to talk with them. We're gonna put it on the website, so I'll make sure I'll let everybody know here. And let's see, Ali Pio, he looks like Pops off regular show. Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, weird looking dude, but definitely a genius. And Tom Brady thanking him on Twitter. I mean, how many people have been thanked by somebody who's the best at what they do? I mean, it's very rare. And one day, hopefully, I can get that same thing from Steph Curry, best shooter of all time. He can say that to, hey man, this book is great, or what you did was great. Glad for everything you did, especially both of us coming from Charlotte. And then I can remind him who's actually the best shooter in Charlotte. Because again, me against Steph Curry, I'm 1-0. I'm 1-0 against Dale and Seth as well. So for my picking, technically, I'm the greatest shooter of all time, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, a couple of last comments. Let's see. Ruel Black, really, why I had no idea where they're going to track us any way possible. Oh yeah, they're gonna track as much different search engines as they can. But yeah, use Brave browser. You should be okay. Not really any more comments left. And Reno Gamble, to be honest, we all weird. Exactly. I be telling people that all the time. It's like humans think too much of themselves. You are an individual. You are an NFT. You are a one-off. Nobody's ever going to be like you. So yes, technically, everybody is weird. Just be weird. I don't understand why people think that is a slight or that's a bad thing. It's like, be happy being weird and being different from other people. I got a lot of weird shit I like. But whatever, man. Like, I don't blame or judge anybody, because long term, as humans go, we're just a blip on the radar, man. The universe is going to go on without us. Have fun while you're here. Be weird. Stay weird. That's why I want crypto to stay weird. And let's see. Ashley K. Zay solo show is always lit. Only Real says, man, we need to get that on camera, Zay. You versus Steph. Oh man, yeah, that would break the internet, because especially he don't want to lose. He can't lose his sponsorships. They don't want that, man. But we did have a 3-point contest at the Bitcoin conference last year. I don't even have to tell you who won, but of course I beat Hill Harper, beat him in the 3-point contest. And then that's a sentence I never thought I would say either. Oh yeah, I beat Hill Harper, a famous actor who was in He Got Game, in a 3-point contest at a Bitcoin conference. That's a sentence I never thought I would say. But yes, Steph can step up if he want. But I'll just have to remind him about our days back at Dale Curry camp. Couldn't touch your boy. But let's see. Justin, from you beat Steph in the shooting contest. Yes. Oh my God. How many times I have to tweet this out? People don't believe. I got to get my dad to find the tape, but I got the t-shirt, 3-point contest champion. I got the plaque with the picture, 3-point contest champion. Me and Steph were actually on the same summer league team at his dad's camp. We won the camp championship together, me and Steph. But in the 3-point contest shootout, I beat him, beat Dale, beat Steph, beat a couple of VTech players that were there as counselors. I won my age group and the whole entire camp. So yeah, good times. Then I tore my ACL the next month, and it was a little different from there. I passed one a little different. Tore my ACL first month of 9th grade high school. So let's see. Who else we got? Mama Curry's still hot. Yeah, Jay Walter. Yeah, Steph and Seth used to get in near fights all childhood because dudes used to talk about his mom. A lot of players like that in Charlotte. Reno Gamble. Let's see. Kufu Crypto, don't change one thing about your show. Best on YouTube. Appreciate that. And with that, we'll end there. I appreciate all the support. It's definitely a lit Monday. A lot of stuff going on. Remember, it's coming up fast. April 6th through 9th, Bitcoin conference. April 5th and April 5th and 6th, Stacks conference. 4th and 5th, sorry. NFT conference, 1st through the 3rd. It's a lot of stuff coming in a row. A lot of events. I'll be posting it on Twitter so everybody can have a timeline of events. I'll be out there. We'll have a lot of different things going on. Yacht parties, rooftop parties, day parties, Bitcoin conference itself. A lot of interviews. I'll be with the mayor 3 times, 3 different events. So I'll be with the mayor doing panels and stuff. So yeah, make sure you catch me out in Miami. Catch us. I'm trying to get King. It's hard to pull him out of Cali, which I understand. LA is the best, but I'm gonna try and pull him out for at least a couple of days in Miami, so we can do a big. And then we can have a book tour event at the strip club again. That'll be fun. But yeah, have a great day, people. Happy Monday.